As a matter of fact, there's one that looks perfect for Uncle Dai is one of the foremen at Huishan Hall over in Liyue Harbor. He's hoping the adventure...
What is it we have to do exactly?
I believe you'll be looking for workers.
Ooh, looking for people? Awesome!
I have no reason to doubt your ability. I'm sure the details can be worked out face to face. If you're willing to accept this...
Here to sell.
I am indeed. Ah, now then.
Huh? How could you tell?
By the clothes on your back and the look on your face.
Right again! You're pretty perceptive!
In this trade, you need a sharp eye for people, not just rocks. Uncle Dai can see what you're made of. Alright, my assistant should be arriving soon.
Woo-woo! That's why we're here! Now there's someone else taking a...
Well, to tell you the truth, this is a very difficult matter. Too much for adventurers alone to handle.
So there is... Do you think we're not up to the job?
It just occurred to me that you don't have all the facts. The incident in question happened in a mine, and it's a little out of the ordinary. Last time I checked, adventurers weren't experts in ore appraisal or geology. Besides, this guy's the best in his field. No matter the rock, he'll tell you it. I'd go as far to say that there's not a soul on Teyvat that knows rocks better than him. I'd be a fool to not enlist an expert of his.
You're a fool if you think you found Teyvat's number...
Oh? And why am I...
Because Teyvat's #1 rock expert happens to be a friend of... Ha-ha! Didn't expect that, did you? I bet Zhongli is listening to the storyteller.
In our last tale, Rex Lapis.
Zhongli, there you are!
Oh. Here for a few tales? I didn't know you two were connoisseurs.
Oh, no, we're here for you!
Ah, something I'm rarely short of.
We need someone who understands geology and ore.
Someone who understands...
Take a look around. Is there anyone in Teyvat more? The requester claims to have enlisted Teyvat's #1 rock expert, but Paimon...
You appear to have taken his claim.
Oh, no. It's just... Uncle Dai doesn't know what Paimon just wants to enlighten him.
I see. Well, then it will be my...
Really?
But I should inform you that despite my expertise, I cannot necessarily we are at all times adrift in a sea of learning. New knowledge should be welcomed with open arms. Still, I imagine I will be of help to you in this endeavor. If we do encounter an expert...
Stop being so Well, we got him. Let's head back... Uncle Dai, we're back!
Oh. And this must be the friend you...
Yep. Paimon doesn't know who your rock expert is, but he's got nothing on our...
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Uh-huh. So you say. But it's no use me singing his praises. You'll have to see...
Is this the place?
Aha! Speak of the devil. Allow me to introduce my assistant, Kun-jun. Young Kun, these are 2 adventurers assigned to us. And as for this gentleman... Longsheng Funeral Parlor's consultant. Mr. Zhongli. I've heard about you. They say you're a...
I'm sure I recognize you. Have we met at the parlor? Wait, I've never been to the parlor.
Uncle Dai, aren't you gonna test them?
Huh?
Then they can figure out a way to test each other. If Zhongli wins, he's the assistant. If Zhang...
A contest? Why, it would be my pleasure.
I admire your enthusiasm, good sir.
I must say, you certainly have the look of an industry expert about you.
Stop talking.
I'm just saying it like I see it.
So you're an appraiser, Mr. Ku.
Well, no. Actually, I've already forgotten what I'm in Liyue Harbor for. He saw me holding a rock and asked me a few questions. He seemed incredibly excited, even followed me for a while.
I saw him on my way over to Liyue Harbor, poring over rocks and muttering to him. I asked him a few questions out of curiosity. To my surprise, he knew.
So, do you have a port?
Not exactly. Anyway, if it's rocks you need... Mr. Zhongli, what do you make of this rock?
A glossy exterior, with a fissure that could only have been left in the wake of a volcanic eruption. If I'm not mistaken,
Ah, a keen eye.
it's no ordinary rough gem. Fragile surface layer, black veining. My intuition tells me that...
Remarkable! This rock does indeed hail from the vicinity of a volcano. I came across it in a market and snapped it straight up. The seller thought it was some leftover industrial remnant. They had no inkling of the treasure that lay within. Purity and geological rarity alone aren't enough to make a treasure. Some of the most precious crystals contain deposits of water or in the moment of its formation, the crystal hidden within this stone shell captured a pocket of water. For water to be hidden in its depths, like a moon concealed within a mountain,
Such a detailed description. Almost like you say, you're not trying to hoodwink us, are you?
Everything he said is... Most crystals are born in high-temperature environments. Heat and water aren't natural bedfellows, of course, which is why crystals with water deposits are so...
Well, if Zhongli says so, it...
I've yet to encounter anyone with a judgment as shrewd as yours, Mr. Zhongli. How did you know
I've seen many such stones in my time. I recognized it immediately. I hope you didn't mind me flaunting my experience, Mr. Kunjun.
Of course not. I feel I've met a... Uncle Dai, it would be a mistake for Mr. Zhongli not to join us. Trust...
Very well. There is strength in numbers, after all.
Whoa, this mine is...
This is where the incident occurred. 6 days ago, a group of us left the site to attend to other matters. When we returned, I led a team around the entire mine, but found no trace.
So 4 miners have
Yes, there were 10 of us.
Workers in this trade are usually young men in the...
Unlikely. There's no other lodging for...
Such a huge mine.
Underground, overground. We left no stone unturned. We tried everything short of...
We'll need to explore the site ourselves.
Very well. I'll wait here. Please, proceed where...
So strange. How could the 4 of them just suddenly disappear? Over here! What's this? A pile of shirts, some trousers.
A few everyday...
1, 2, 3, 4. That seems right. These must be spares, right? Look,
The 4 of them have been gone for 6 days with...
there's also a few handkerchiefs and some soap lying around. Oh, and some tools.
Items for washing one's face before the dawn shift.
So, they didn't take any...
Correct. Improbable. There are 4 pickaxes missing. They had time to take their tools, but not their every...
Huh.
One, they were working close by and didn't need to move their personal effects. But seeing as they've yet to return this... Or two, they were forced to leave and
Oh.
It's certainly a possibility.
If they didn't leave... Let's look around first and see if we can find any clues. Kunjun, what...
Oh, right on time.
Did you find anything?
There's a chunk of ore here. Perhaps there are clues with it.
Or... What is...
Let's find out. I'll give it a try. Okay.
Looks like he's concentrating.
I see. 4 men.
A child? What's a child?
I'm...
Also, how did you...
Oh, I don't mean see in the traditional sense. I would appreciate it if what I can perceive the memory.
Huh?
Perceive? So there's no...
You mean you can put your hand...
I've always sensed that ore contains memories. Sometimes it records events that occur in the...
Amazing! So you...
It depends on the ore. Some ores have astounding memories. Others, like iron ore and white iron ore, aren't. Core lapis and crystal memories are much stronger. They record more events and in greater detail.
Stone seeing. Fascinating. A rare ability indeed.
I'm glad I can be... Based on what I saw,
This will take us north, away...
North. Another clue...
Excuse me, sir.
Ah, yes. You must be here about the disappearance. I don't know what happened. The weather was gloomy that I stayed behind with the other 4. After a while, I decided to take a break. I ended up falling asleep in the shelter inside. When I woke up, there was no sight of them. I'd only just been speaking with them and suddenly, maybe...
So the men that were out working disappeared, with the only... Perhaps an accident occurred.
What an on-site accident. We found some clues. Time to report back to Uncle Di.
You're back.
We found 3 clues in the vicinity. First, there are 4 missing pickaxes, yet everyday items are still in their place.
Forced to? But
Who indeed? Second, there were 5 workers at the mine. One of them left the site to take... Those who kept working all disappeared. The one who...
now that you mention it, I recall Bravo saying, could someone have entered the site and...
This leads me to my third point. Mr. Kunjun here made good use of...
A child? But there are no settlements here for miles around.
Unlikely as it sounds, that's our conclusion. Your men were...
Where did they go?
We believe that they followed the road north.
North. Right. I'll rally my men and head in pursuit. You've been invaluable to the investigation, but leave the legwork...
Not so fast. The incident occurred 6 days ago.
You're right. New plan. I'll lead my search part. There are only a few settlements around here with lodging for the night. In the meantime, you could keep looking for clues. If we don't see each other...
Agreed.
All right. Me and my men will get going.
So, they're gonna talk to the people over at the settlement.
Correct.
But there aren't any more clues at the mine.
Wait. I believe we're...
Huh? Oh yeah! Where's Kunjun? Paimon... Kunjun, what are you searching for?
Apologies. I'm conducting a quick search for my own benefit. I'm looking for a precious...
Dragonfall. Dragonfall is often used in forging.
I'm sorry. I don't recall why I'm seeking it. I've been feeling very... In fact, I've been feeling extremely anxious. As if there's something...
Oh, Paimon!
I don't even know where to start with it. I've been aimlessly wandering. It sounded so familiar to me, as if whatever it was I had... Perhaps if I can retrieve some, I'll remember...
I see. If I am able to during our endeavor...
Really? Oh, thank you, Mr.
Think nothing of it.
Shouldn't we get going?
Heading north from the chasm, we'll reach Lingju Pass. If this is indeed the path they chose...
Great! Let's have a look. Wait! There are tracks here! These must have been left by...
Let us make our way to the end of Lingju Pass. If there are no footprints there, it would suggest... It would appear that they made their way through Lingju Pass.
If we follow their footprints, we should... Oh no! The footprints end here!
We should inquire with anyone nearby. If the miners came through here, they may well have seen them.
Hi there!
A miner.
Let's try someone. Hello! Have you seen...
Stop bothering me.
Jeez! Whatever. Hey there!
It must have been about 4 or 5 days ago. There were a few men who came through.
Yeah, that's...
4 or 5 days ago. It appears that they were moving slower than we'd...
It was so strange. 4 big guys with lifeless expressions. It was like...
Huh. This child...
I caught a glimpse. Blue hair, short. I think it was a girl. She wasn't smiling. In fact, she looked very serious.
And they took this road?
Yes, they followed it straight from here.
Let's go after them! More footprints. There's a person over there!
Help! Please save me!
Is that one of the people we're looking for? Oh, rescue first! Ask questions later.
One with nature. Clouds high. The birds call.
Breath of the flame!
Those monsters were so aggressive. They must have noticed me walking through. Before I knew it, they were all over me.
Thank you all for saving me. My name is Wanyu. I belong to Liyue's Shangyu Hall. I head up our human culture and...
Huh? You sure you're...
A minor?
Yeah, we're looking for a group of 4 strong fellas. Really?
Yes. I set off from Nantianmen the day before yesterday, heading for Lingju Pass. About halfway there, I came across some people. I was in a hurry. I didn't get a good look.
I think that's all we needed to...
I hope it's useful to you. I'd better get going. There's a conference I need to attend.
According to this scholar, the miners were heading for Nantianmen.
Can we be absolutely sure that it was the men?
A child with a group of adults. Sounds,
Hey, perhaps that rock over there can tell us more.
Aha! Paimon!
It looks promising. I'll do my best. It's the same group, all right. They followed this...
Mr. Kunjun, your stone seeing is something I won't forget in a hurry.
I suppose it is an asset, though I rarely find a use for it. But praise from Mr...
It's a good thing we brought our
It feels like we're cracking...
Be that as it may, we would do 4 fully grown men in a trance-like state.
Oh, you're quite right, Mr. Zhongli.
That's not all. We have encountered many clues along the way. The miners headed in the direction of Nantianmen the day before yesterday.
Great! No time to...
I left a mark in the vicinity just now. If Uncle Dai does pass through here, it...
Clever thinking! A classic
Clear weather all around brightens the heart.
Hey! Over here on the ground!
There's a basket lying here, too. This must be...
Hey!
Judging by his appearance, he must have collapsed.
Should we wake him up?
I can...
Sounds like he's whispering something.
It seems that he thinks he still has work to do. There's a camp nearby. We should take him there and...
How is he? He won't die.
He's worked himself into a stupor. Thankfully, he's not in serious danger.
Paimon heard him talking about digging for something.
It's certainly a possibility.
It looks like there's something in his... Are these... Or... I just witnessed the memories within these ore fragments. This person brought these fragments out of the mine. He's...
How he came to be here.
So he was kidnapped. And then... But if they didn't need him, what...
Unless something happened.
Ugh. Paimon's had enough.
Oh, wait a moment. Seeing these fragments has jogged my memory. I have something...
What is it?
Something.
As I mentioned, before I met Uncle Dai, I was in a daze. After setting out with you on this case, it feels... I was so happy when Uncle Dai enlisted you to help. These are some crystals that I bought from the market. Not any old crystals, mind you. This purity is extraordinarily rare.
It's beautiful. Oh, and the colors change as you turn it. It's like a different crystal from each angle.
But of course. And this one is for Mr. Shaw. Huh? Is something wrong?
On the contrary. I just hadn't anticipated but thank you.
I'm pleased you like them. It's nice to be able to give a gift. Oh, I see more rocks over there. You should all get some rest. I'm going to scan the surroundings.
You sure like
Ores are the crystals of the earth. The sediment of time itself. Get some rest and call me when you're ready to set off. I won't be far.
Rest easy. I surveyed the area. However, there...
Huh? What?
Traveler. Does dragon...
You mean the ore that Kunjun's looking for?
Dragonfall is an incredibly rare ore used in forging. The majority of regular crystals are formed in high-temperature environments. Dragonfall...
Elemental reactions can produce material objects?
Indeed they can. However, only a Dragonfall first emerged in the midst of a great battle, thousands of years ago. Powerful clashes of elemental energy gave birth to elemental crystals. And yet they are crystal creations all the same. Few and far between, relatively unknown. Why is it then that a citizen of Liyue now wishes to strike upon ore?
Yeah, if he knows of its existence. Weird.
There are those in the mining trade who retain a keen interest in Dragonfall. But for someone like Mr. Kun,
Ulterior motive.
a conclusion that is presently impossible to reach. Don't forget, rescuing those miners is the primary objective. As for anything else, we're drawing closer to our goal. I believe we should continue to follow this road when you're well rested. Call Mr. Kunju. We should ensure this miner is settled here at the camp.
Time to go. The wind knows me.
Kunjun, we need...
No problem. I'm done here.
Any results?
There are many beautiful rocks here, but nothing out of the ordinary. Then again, the memories of ore can shift with the passage of time and the... difficult to say. I feel that ore memory...
So there's never any ancient memories?
Rocks endure, but as eons pass...
That makes sense. It is...
Indeed. Let's... Wow.
And there's so many mysterious-looking crystals up there, too.
This ancient tree. Let's conduct separate investigations. I'll take that area. Perhaps you could survey... All right, then.
Kunjun, can you see anything worth...
Well, there is this stone tower...
Doesn't seem very interesting.
Huh. It's worth a try, surely. Let me see. This is...
Hey, what's wrong?
just a bit lightheaded. It's not...
Whatever. Paimon's going to investigate over there. Why don't you climb the tree? If you don't try, you won't know.
Oh.
When has Paimon ever come up? Wait a minute. Paimon can fly. All right, Paimon.
All of you, come here.
Huh? Zhongli's voice came from... Quick, let's go see.
This has been newly dug. It would appear...
Is that a voice coming from the tunnel?
Compose yourselves. There is an unusual presence emanating from inside the tunnel. Listen.
The missing miners are here.
I'm afraid that this whole tunnel is the fruit of their strenuous labor.
That gate! Has it been there all along?
Digging a tunnel to this ancient seal. Had they not been discovered, they would undoubtedly persevere until they opened the gate.
So behind the seal, what do we do? We can't hurt them! What type of monster is this?
Morax, you arrive at my doorstep of your own volition. Excellent. Taking revenge for sealing me away will be all the easier.
So, the little girl is your power incarnate. But if you recall, Ishtar, this is not how we intended for events to transpire.
Waste not your words. Your life is mine.
Stabilize!
Speed of light! Boom boom!
One with nature! To dust!
Incoming! Hey!
Is once not enough? You would forsake me again?
If that is what you choose to believe, so be it. He who bears the weight of memory is destined to shoulder the burden of truth, as it ought to be.
Crumble! Solidify!
Incinerate! Speed of light! Nowhere to hide.
Be crushed! Gather! The enraged earth will not absolve you!
As one with wind and cloud! The wind knows it.
Morax, you think you can destroy me?
Stabilize! Order guide you. Solidify! Wind strike!
Fisher!
Into the wind!
With sword from shadow.
Gather! Morax, 1,000 years after you sealed me underground, you return for the second.
You should call it by its name, Azhdaha.
Fate? Fate? So here lies the wisdom of the gods. Destroy all deemed redundant. Enlist tyrants to ravage the wilderness.
No. You have forgotten.
That voice!
Azhdaha.
Huh? Kunjun?
Morax. It's been a while.
You're
Azhdaha. The very same.
During the battle, you imbued us with your power.
Yes. It was all I could manage. Forgive me for concealing the truth, traveler. There were things that only became clear to me upon... Allow me to elaborate. I am heaven and earth, yin and yang, opposing forces. You can consider the existence of me and the Azhdaha you see there to be a reflection.
So there are two...
No! It can't be!
When the seal loosened, your power manifested in this world as a child. With this new identity, you were able to vent about the forces that's when it occurred to you. The loosening of the seal constituted an opportunity to strike back.
The audacity! Are you insane? If you truly are...
I was another power awakened with the loosening of the seal. Too weak to reincarnate, I was barely conscious. I couldn't remember who I was.
I had sensed that something was amiss when you mentioned Dragonfall. Had your power...
Don't blame yourself. I have changed beyond all recognition. It's been so long. A secret beyond all comprehension of youthful humanity and ancient...
There would be no harm in it.
You haven't changed. Azhdaha was once a friend and ally of the Geo-Archon Morax. With a lifespan far exceeding... The memories of rocks do not last long. Those memories that survive are rooted in powerful emotion. Erosion ground Azhdaha's consciousness into oblivion. Slowly, Azhdaha, now incomplete, became...
What would you expect? It was humanity that attacked the ley lines that sustained me.
This much is true. Which is why you attacked the chasm. Why you waged war in the beginning in order to open up new territory and increase production. The citizens of Liyue came to the mountains to mine. Erosion made us even more savage. No matter how we struggled, we lost. Morax shared with us some of his power to prevent further erosion, and so we became you. And from your will, I emerged. I am your final contract. Witness the promise between Azhdaha and Morax.
No!
I am the remnants of Azhdaha's benevolence. The echo...
No! It is I, Azhdaha, forged of elemental crystal, bearer of the weight and memories of the earth, older than the mountain.
Morax is not.
A lord over insects is nothing but an insect.
You forgot yourself. Nobody held Morax in higher regard than you. That which you have forgotten, I hold here in my heart. If all powers under heaven rise and fall of land and...
A star appears within the wild. A sun ascends as... Strange.
You are spent, and I will soon disappear. In the wilderness, snow falls on a spring day. In an instant, it will melt.
No! That isn't true!
Perhaps it isn't, but it remains
More axe!
The little girl vanished!
Are you satisfied, Ishtaha?
I had to make amends. Satisfaction. So, Morax.
I do.
Well, I'm afraid old habits die hard.
As you please.
I never did forget your gift of
I hardly lifted a finger. Think nothing of it.
And yet, you could see. You wouldn't know the yearning of a blind dragon, searching for the...
Your power is nearly spent.
Perceptive as always.
Shall we get going, you and I?
Surely the pressing matter is still that of the miners trapped up.
Indeed. Hence the need to get going. To fix the...
Huh? How did we get here? We need to go back and check on the miners!
So there you are. My men and I found your clues and followed them straight here. We found Mao in a tent at the campsite unconscious. It seems he'll be... Huh? Young...
Nothing. Pay it no mind. Those 3 miners are...
Cave?
They're exhausted, but not in danger.
Right. Well, thank you.
So you're taking them back to Liyue Harbor?
That's right.
Can I come with you?
No problem. You rescued my men.
Kunjun, we should be calling you Ezda.
Not I. Merely this, but once I'm gone, the true owner will accompany the miners back to Liyue. Kunjun hails from a family of famous artisans. He too will be famous in time.
You always did have a great admiration.
Curious how swords and daggers are blind. Yet their creators...
Ishtaha.
I can sense it.
Today I am just an ordinary citizen.
Even you met such a fate. Let's get to...
No matter. If that day comes to pass, Liyue must prepare.
And how will Liyue fare without Rex Lap?
Even without a god above, this remains a nation of men. I was once their god.
All life is shaped and then ground away by the endless flow of time. That's unimportant. Fate, you may live forever, doomed to a lonely existence. Yet, even this is...
I do not pretend to match your rhetoric when it comes to the subject of a life long lived.
Were it not so, you would have killed me long ago.
You've brought a smile to my face. When
that day in the chasm...
A heart of stone is a heart nonetheless. But I am the god of contracts, and was for a time a god of the...
You chose justice, but did not forsake your kindness. You came to me not as an assassin.
The movements of the Earth Dragon can tremble the earth and shake the heavens.
Hence, do not forget that I was there with Liyue's founder. Old friend. God of contract.
Thank you, Ishtaha.
My life is nigh on eternal. I will go on with the infinite flow of time. And
You're leaving?
If it is fated, Morax, we will meet again.
Yes. Don't be alarmed.
Wow. That was so...
In fact, we have yet to meet the real Ku. He was. Centuries may have passed since then. But events from 1,000 years ago...
In our last tale, Rex Lapis was walking alone in the mountains. He heard a remote voice, unlike any other, coming from a crack in the earth.
Most of the ancient geo-life forms that live below Liyue are blind. having not seen the sunlight for an age.
The voice was sometimes sad and song-like. Other times it was loud and thunderous. The Lord of Geo searched here and there before finally unearthing a strange stone from the bedrock.
That's how Azhdaha was. I answered his wish and took him above ground.
The Lord of Geo took pity on the rock spirit and carved it into a magnificent work of craftsmanship, a vivid representation of a dragon.
I bestowed him with a pair of eyes to see the world and came to an agreement with him.
With his fingers, he made 2 eyes. Quicker than words could tell, lightning flashed and thunder roared, and a living, breathing dragon soared into the clouds.
I agreed to let him live among the people above ground, but if the day ever came when he brought ruin to order, he would once again be sealed in the dark.
The dragon accompanied the Lord of Geo, fighting campaigns alongside him in the 4 corners of the world. We have a saying to eulogize these events. The crash of a spear brought billowing dust. The mountains and waters made way at the sound. The sight of a dragon bestowed with a touch the promise of rainwater blessing the ground.
A 1,000 years ago, Azhdaha attacked the chasm. I tried to obstruct him, fighting him tooth and nail. During that battle, Dragonfall was born. Azhdaha could sense the stone. Subconsciously, he wanted to use it to find me. Despite being the victor, I could not claim to be stronger than he. And in his heart, he still retained an ounce of goodwill towards me. He was willing to be sealed away. But as the erosion set in, he forgot. Even I cannot avoid it. But there is something I understand better than most. When the door opens, the greater the power, the greater the danger erosion may bring about. The millennia may come and go, but even a stone may tire. Personally sealing away an old friend. This is just people abandon and surrender the things they love to pursue the right path. Perhaps this is the erosion imposed that I was a god of mankind. My identity may change, but my eyes will bear witness to the history of humanity.
You still care a lot about...
Call it... I must thank you both.
No worries!
Oh? About what?
Oh, yeah! So, not long ago, we met a guy called Dane. He told us about Khaenri'ah and the punishment of the gods. That's when we realized that those events were connected to the person we're searching for. Zhongli, you're a god. You've lived through thousands of years.
I cannot say.
Why? You can't even give us a thread of information? This is so important to us.
I understand. But I must apologize. This is my contract.
You mean another past grievance? Like the incident with Azhdaha?
It was signed before it all began. I have always honored the contract. And kept my...
How can you...
You two are friends to me. I can assure it brings me no pleasure to disappoint you. But as the god of contracts...
Would you be ready to find out?
It appears your understanding of this world continues to grow. There are many events of ages past. Many secrets that they have been eroded by time. But you are capable of finding them. Those who come to witness. If you take the same road as that person, there may be more difficult... This tablet was erected by Mountain Shaper. It names Azhdaha as a terrible dragon. It's a shame. There is a fine line between good and evil.